It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Metropolitan Riveters NWHL hockey player Tera Hofmann. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to play professional hockey?
Yeah, of course. I actually didn't think that I would be continuing hockey after college. And then on my very last game, we lost to Harvard in triple overtime in the playoffs. And I remember being on the bus on the way home, and I was just like, I'm not done with this sport. I want to keep going. So on that very bus, I signed up for free agency, and then was drafted to the Riveters for my first season.
Can you talk about, of course, what you accomplished at Yale?
Yeah, Yale was honestly one of the most wonderful and formative experiences I've had in my life so far. It's definitely college is definitely like a tumultuous time, I think, for everyone. But I'm really glad that that's where I had my college hockey experience, and I met a lot of really wonderful people. And I did more than just hockey, so that was also, I think, part of what was so special to me was that I was doing hockey, and then I was also working a couple jobs on campus, and really trying to engage with the community there as well. So I think that overall gave me a pretty comprehensive experience.
What was your time like putting on the jersey for the first time for Yale University?
Putting on the jersey for the first time, that was a pretty special moment when we walked into the dressing room and had all of our jerseys up. I remember that being like, wow, I'm actually really here doing this right now. And then the first time I stepped on the ice and played for them as well was really, it was nerve-wracking, but also very, very exciting.
What are some of your fondest memories of your time playing for Yale?
Fondest memories. We have a game every year called the Mandy Schwartz game. It's the whiteout game. So we had a player who in 2013 passed away from leukemia, and every year we do a fundraiser and also get people to register for the to be on like a donor list for bone marrow. And that's the game that we get usually the most attendance to, and it's always against Harvard, so it's high tension. And I remember my freshman year, we ended up beating them 3-2, and there was just in the second period we had so many penalties. I think we were on penalty kill for the whole second period, but we held them to just 2 goals, and ended up pulling through. So I think that's one of the experiences that I remember the most, for sure.
What was your time like playing for the Oakville Hornets?
Oakville Hornets. So that was when I was in high school. That was my midget year of hockey, so it was my sophomore year of high school. I have really fond memories of Oakville. It was a really cohesive group of girls, and a lot of them are still playing. And I just remember having like a really good time on the ice. and also off the ice. And I think that's a good balance to strike.
What was it like to sign your first professional contract with the Metropolitan Riveters?
It was exciting. It was really exciting for me. And I remember getting the call. I was on a walk with my parents, actually, and my dog Phoebe, and I got a call from Kate, our GM, offering me a spot. And I put her on speakerphone so my parents could hear it as well, and they were pretty excited for me too.
What was it like to sign the contract the first time you signed your contract, to put the pen to the paper?
Pen to paper. Well, it was most a computer for me, but it felt like I had. I think often after college, there's this feeling of not knowing kind of what direction you want to go in. I think I particularly struggled with that because I didn't want to take it. I was an economics major and I didn't want to take a traditional route into finance. And there was a lot of uncertainty in my life. So being able to sign that contract and know that I'd be able to play hockey, be able to continue doing what I love, I think that brought a lot of calmness into my life.
How did it feel the first time you put on the Metropolitan Riveters jersey, the red, blue, and white one with your name on the back?
That was, again, one of those moments where you walk into the dressing room in Lake Placid, of all places, and see your jersey in the stall, and it's kind of a feeling of just being ready to go, and also excitement to be at the bubble because we had a shortened season, but also a much more high intensity season, I think. And it was also really important because we had this stage that we could use to amplify the voices that we want to amplify. And in particular, we were focusing on the Black Lives Matter movement and bringing equity to sport, and also trying to eliminate barriers that prevent certain individuals from engaging in hockey. Because we realize that as hockey players, like, it's so important to us and our development as people, as individuals. So being able to fight for that kind of equality, that kind of equity, is really important for the development of the game.
Was Lake Placid the first time you stepped on the ice?
For the Riveters?
Yes.
Yeah, so we practiced all through from October to January, and that was in New Jersey. But that was, Lake Placid was the first time I put on the jersey and actually represented my team in a game.
What was the feeling of like playing in Lake Placid with, of course, the Miracle on ice?
Playing in Lake Placid, especially at the Herb Brooks Arena, even though there weren't fans, we had all those cardboard cutouts, which was pretty cool. And we knew that everyone was watching at home, so it was really exciting. And I also just felt really comfortable with my team, and I knew that they'd have my back, and hopefully they knew that I would have theirs. So I felt very calm stepping on the ice. It was like returning home after being away for a long time.
Can you talk about, of course, playing in front of with live television, as of course the NWHL have not been broadcast live previously to that?
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Can you talk about playing on live television where previously the NWHL was just streamed through Twitch?
Oh, gotcha. I think that again just goes back to amplifying our voices, and then us being able to have that kind of platform to play professionally and to do what we love, and also to have young girls and young boys be able to watch us at home and hopefully aspire to be like us, was really powerful. I think when I'm on the ice, I don't I don't really pay attention to anything except for what's going on in the game. So it didn't really feel different on the ice, especially because, the cameras are rolling as they are normally. But yeah, just that sense of support behind us. And there was, on the wall outside of our locker room, there were all these memos that people had sent in wishing us luck and cheering us on. So when we walked from our dressing room to the ice, we got to see those and read them and see all the support that we had.
What is a typical game day like for you with the Metropolitan Riveters?
Typical game day, you get to the rink probably hour 45, 2 hours ahead of time. Everyone kind of has their own routine. So for me, I get a snack, grab some water, I go stretch out, warm up a little bit. We play some soccer. We usually do some juggling with a soccer ball. At Yale, I used to play volleyball in warm-ups and spike ball. So just kind of getting our hand-eye coordination going, getting our foot-eye coordination going, but also getting the excitement up, getting the competitive energy. And then doing like a little bit of a meditation, something to focus. And I throw a ball against a wall, usually for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we go on the ice, we do our on-ice warm-up, come off, probably have another snack, and get ready to go on for the game.
What is it like to play, and what are some of your accomplishments so far that you've achieved?
I had the opportunity to play one game for the Metropolitan Riveters this season because we were unfortunately had to leave the bubble early. But in that game, it was, well, first of all, we got the win. So that was huge against Connecticut. And I mean, I got to play in a professional game. My parents got to watch me at home. And my grandma, who's a huge fan. So yeah, just being able to represent them as well, that was really special for me.
Can you talk about, of course, playing with some of your teammates, like, of course, Rebecca Moorse, Madison Parker?
Yeah, so that's actually some of the leadership on our team. And what's nice about them is they are very open and friendly and welcoming. I felt really, even though we had a bit of a shortened season and even though we had a COVID season, so we didn't get to interact as much as we probably would have normally, I felt integrated into the team right away, which was nice. And I think also crucial in our success is that everyone felt welcome there. Moose, so Rebecca Moorse, people call her Moose. She actually wrote some articles for a magazine that I had created this summer. So that was really a really cool experience, and I got to know her a little bit better through that, which was nice. And both of us are part of the Players Association, so we're both committed to making sure that our players are heard and represented to the league as a whole. So we provide that kind of connection, that mediation between the two.
Can you talk about, of course, elaborate a little bit more on what the Players Association is and what y'all do?
Yeah, so the Players Association is a group of players from each team. So usually there's 2 representatives from each team. And they're there to meet about everything from logistical practices with COVID to individual player like grievances or suggestions, and kind of overall represent the voices of the players to the NWHL. So that in that way we can continue a dialogue about how to grow the league, what we like, what we don't like, what we're looking to do in the future, the kinds of things that are important to us, and so forth.
Of course, with the recent news about, of course, the salary caps going up, how has that helped you? And what do you see coming out of it?
The salary cap increase is a huge step for our league, especially because we're trying to grow a league that is sustainable and one that provides a livable salary, a livable wage for those of us who are engaged in it. Because right now people have jobs outside of hockey, and so it's hard to focus all of our energy on that one thing. And although it's nice that everyone's pretty multifaceted as individuals, it would also be nice to have the opportunity to focus more of our energy on hockey and more of our time on hockey, so that we can grow as a league, so that we can get better, and so that we can have the resources that we need to develop the women's game.
Can you talk about, of course, with having the league where players are not just playing hockey, they're going out into the community and being doctors, nurses, that kind of stuff. How has that challenged you, and what do you face in that?
As a recent graduate, I had the privilege of just playing hockey last season, and also, helping out with other things, volunteering, but I didn't have other employment. So it was nice because I got to take a break from school, which was stressful, rewarding, but stressful. So I think it was time for a break. But I know for others who are trying to balance their work life and their hockey life, it can sometimes be difficult, especially if people are commuting to and from work or to and from the rink. So yeah, with that development of the league and that calorie sap increase, we can start to move towards a league that includes everyone and gives everyone the potential to reach their maximum effort.
Who are some of the players that you look up to in the league?
I look up to a lot of players in the league. I actually have some teammates from Yale who play in the league. Mallory Siliotis, Taylor Marchant, Emma Vlasic, and Soraya Tinker all play in the league. So it's nice to see them on the ice, get the competitive juices flowing when I play against them. And it's cool to see that them who were leaders on my team at Yale also come into the league and provide that same kind of leadership. Especially Soraya Tinker, who did a lot of work, a lot of social justice work in our league. And I think that's something that really differentiates our product from other products, is that we are focused on more than just hockey. We realize that hockey is a wonderful platform for us to also achieve other things. And we also realize that hockey is a microcosm of the larger world. And if we can create a space in hockey that's safe, that's inclusive, and that provides people with opportunities, that will also be reflected in the world at large.
Of course, reflecting on your rookie season, what do you look back on from your rookie season?
A lot of the things that I look back on, well, definitely the bubble. It was one of those moments where we hadn't played a real game in probably about a year. And I think it's easy to get lost when you're just practicing and just doing skills and off-ice training. It's easy to get lost in the why am I here? Why am I doing this? But as soon as, at least for me, as soon as I got back on the ice and played a game, I was like, wow, I remember that feeling. And it's an indescribable feeling, but it's so special. And that's the feeling that pushes us to do all the other things that make us better. All that off-ice training, all that skills, the off-season coaching and agility training and hand-eye coordination.
Of course, looking towards the future, what are some of your plans to accomplish in this upcoming season?
I'm looking forward to playing a regular season amount of games. I think that will it will be cool to see how we develop as a team over the year, and hopefully we can get that same cohesiveness that we achieved in the bubble. And I'm also looking forward to being able to interact with my team in a less restricted way now that people are being vaccinated and things are opening back up a little bit here. I think that'll be that'll make it easier for us to get to know each other a little bit better.
What advice would you give somebody looking to play college hockey?
What advice? My advice would be pick a college that you also enjoy as a school, because first of all, education is one of the most important things that you can get in your life, and hockey can give you that opportunity. And you never know, like, if you're going to get injured or something's going to happen, and if God forbid that does happen, it's important to be somewhere where you are also connected to it outside of hockey. And I think that will also create a more well-rounded experience for you.
What advice would you give somebody looking to play professional hockey?
Do it. It's so special that we can now play past college and not have to stop doing the thing that has fueled us and been such an integral part of our lives for so long. I think a lot of people felt lost after college because there was no more organized hockey to play, but now we have that opportunity. So keep playing if you keep loving it.
That's wonderful advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
On Instagram, you can find me at Tera_Hofmann. And on Twitter, I am at Tera Hofmann, and that's spelled with 4 N's at the end.
Thank you again, Tera Hofmann, for your interview, and best of luck in your future with the Metropolitan Riveters.
Thank you so much for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Tera Hofmann, for your interview, and best of luck.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.